This series is a Kickstarter special done in conjunction with Magpie Games' Root, the tabletop role-playing game, which is in Kickstarter right now. Click the episode details to find out more about how you can get involved. Congratulations, Magpie. As of the day that this episode is being released, you've already passed $300,000. I cannot wait until we get to see the full finished game. The quick start guide that we are playing in this campaign is available right now to download for free at that Kickstarter page. So if you'd like to try Root for yourself, go click the episode details, click that link, and let them know the Terrible Warriors sent you. Today, on the Terrible Warriors, our final episode in our 4-part Root campaign, the Crosspatch Gang. Fleeing from Sundell with Cloak by their side, they're looking for allies in the Marquisate on the road to Lindberry. Oh, but we've got a complication to resolve first. See, they didn't just rescue Cloak, they also rescued a raven from the Dynasty. And now that they don't have to worry about any pesky rebel leaders, well, they're here to finish what they started. Bring back a cat. What will the Crosspatch Gang do? Well, if history is any indication, I'd head to the bomb shelter pretty soon because things are about to get explosive. And our members of the Crosspatch Gang, that tinkerer, vagrant, thief, and scoundrel, they are your Terrible Warriors. Welcome back, Terrible Warriors, to our final episode in our run-through of the Root Tabletop RPG by Magpie Games. This is a Kickstarter special that we've been doing this month. Kickstarter is still happening right now. You can click on the link and you can go check it out. This game is based on a board game that came out maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, where you play as different factions in the woodland. And in this game, we are playing as vagabonds in our woodland. This is the 4th episode of our series. So if you're just joining us now, hey, thanks. Welcome. Go back 3 episodes. Catch yourself up. You're going to feel real lost right now. We'll still be here when you get back. Thanks again to Magpie Games, Mark D.S. Truman in particular, for giving me the most recent version of this game, the Quick Start, which gave me the rules specifically on generating this map. This map rules wasn't even at Gen Con. So that's how recent. This is only like a week or 2 old. So that was really fun. In working that, because that's really given us a lot to play with in our story. It's really helped us have this ownership over the woodland, which has been really fun. And to Brendan Conway, who we interviewed at the very beginning of this series, for spending some time and working on this game and talking to us about its design. I am at this table with my vagabonds who are on their way to Lindberry to maybe this time not burn the place down and find some safety in this woodland in war. And they are on the road with a lost connection, Cloak, the black cat, now working for the Marquis. Maybe this is our chance for our scoundrel to clear their name and restore their reputation. Maybe this is a chance for, I don't know, what Jasper, like, you just need to find a new place. Our tinkerer just needs, it needs some quiet. Yeah. Can everything just calm down and just stop using all of my things for destruction? Because even last week, you used one of your own inventions to make a bomb. Yep. And like maybe Zim was right. And I guess Sir Emret of Crosspatch, you're just thrilled to be here.
Having a great time.
Having a great time.
I just introduced all of you, but I forgot to ask all of your names. So just quickly around the table, say hello once again at our table.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm playing Jinx the Thief.
I'm Julian. I'm playing Jasper the Tinker.
I'm Sean. I'm playing Sir Emeric the Ferret.
And I'm Daniel. I'm playing Trixie the Scoundrel.
Last week on our Crosspatch Gang campaign, we were leaving Sundell after assassinating the leader of a rebel group of local denizens not assigned to either of the major factions in this war.
Next time we need a distraction, Trixie, maybe not immediate murder.
Hail Hydra.
But you did rescue Cloak, who had been captured by the rebels and was going to be made an example of in front of all of those soldiers in a public execution. But we did have a loose thread, a raven that ran off, who was also the prisoner.
We also rescued the raven,
we did.
I want to point out.
You provide the raven an opportunity to escape, and the raven, now meeting them in the road, is acknowledging that, of course, you are the reason I'm still alive, and for that I will be eternally grateful. But I can't very well let you take that back to their people so that they can divulge all of the information that is in that mind of theirs. Just make it easier and hand them over to us. We'll let you go.
So Jasper's
I hear the wine in
Jasper's
Lindberry is quite wonderful.
Super exhausted right now and just fed up with this whole thing. It's just like, as far as I'm concerned, you can have them.
Okay, I just want to point out that has a name.
No, yeah, exactly.
Their name is Cloak.
What kind of name is Cloak?
What kind of name is Cloak indeed? I don't care what their name is. I just care what they know.
Well, I'm sure they know nothing.
All I see is invaders.
Set the last 2 places we've been to on fire. Do you want us to set you on fire too?
You seem to be outnumbered looking around the woods. There's actually not that many. There's only maybe 2 or 3 other birds that you can see with the arrows.
Sir Emmerich starts getting undressed and takes his thong off and starts crafting a weapon.
Like a sling.
A sling. On a sling.
This has become a very improvised weapon.
That is,
wow. That
8
is a
plus
good
cunning
roll.
is 10.
There you go.
It's a good thing I'm combative in nature.
Luckily,
well-
I like stretchy fabrics.
All right, so the range, I'll let it, yeah, it's a ranged weapon. It has 2 other tags based on the materials used.
Flexible.
Yeah. I would say you can do trick shot
Ooh.
with it,
Ooh.
but it would decay and it would probably rip the thong.
Okay.
So it only has 1 square of decay.
Okay.
But you could do trick shot with it. But whenever you do fire a clever shot designed to take advantage of the environment, you would mark decay, and in that case, it would rip it because it's a thong. It's not actually a sling.
That's any shot or just trick
That's
shot?
just for trick shot.
Okay, cool.
For the other shots, it would be if you miss the roll, it would probably snap. Okay, that's weird.
I think this is the distraction, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's all this Raven says. Okay, that's weird. What's the other? You're saying like Jasper's going take him. I don't care. You're done.
I still this person hasn't even been introduced to me. I have no idea what their relation is to anybody.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Like even when you guys did the
Yeah.
the pensive emotional thing, we were like pulling up the rear. Like I
true.
wasn't even there yet. So I'm like,
You came and talked
I don't
about Lindberry,
understand
that
what
was
is
it.
going
I
on
don't
here.
care about this.
Jasper, I think they know Quentin.
Why are we risking everything?
I don't think they do.
Hey,
No,
Jasper,
the
I
cloak-
have a quick question. And you
Quentin
see?
Vance? Yeah, he's in Lindberry.
Well, that'd be weird.
Wait, who's saying that?
That's Cloak.
The Cloak saying that?
Cloak saying that, trying to get you on their side. You get me out of this, I'll introduce you.
I would like to.
Oh.
I'm ready.
Why didn't you just say if you wanted to meet him?
I would like
She
to.
doesn't have, or they don't actually know your relationship to Quentin Vance because they failed the reputation roll. But they're like, just another fanboy. Yeah, you get me out of this, I'll make sure you get an introduction.
I'm just gonna just try figuring them out, just if I can. Just I want to know if they're telling the truth or not. Let's see.
Meanwhile, Jinx is rifling through their pockets. There's a few corks that have been pulled out at this point, which might roll nearby you, actually, if you want to use them for your sling.
Thank you.
7.
7. So you get to ask one question.
Are they telling the truth?
They definitely are telling the truth.
Okay.
There's another question there about what does your character intend to do? I don't have to answer that. I just have to tell you yes or no.
Yeah. But that's fine. I know what they're intending to do. Have me not turn them over to, have me help and not turning them over. So, okay.
No, I'd already decided in advance that Quentin was going to be in Lindberry.
Oh, well,
There you
It
go.
made sense. That was where it all started. That's where it's all going to end.
Meanwhile, Jinx looks back at Jasper. Hey, do you recognize this? And pulls out this like vial container
Yes.
of Greek fire, but they don't know what that is.
Yeah, you probably have no idea what it is either.
No.
So yes, I definitely do. Be very, very careful.
But it could set these guys on
It's
fire,
supposed
right?
to be destroyed. Yeah, and like this whole part of the forest.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
I
yeah.
think it would just spread to the entire realm.
Yeah.
We just put a circle on the map representing.
Yeah. So at this
a
point,
new clearing has been built.
I've now like Jasper's like hands out like, give that to me. Extends his like hand very, very gingerly, like paw or whatever. I guess what raccoons have. Like, please.
Oh, they've all got hands in this world.
Yeah.
I've seen them. They're
It's
all
like, give that to
Teenage
me.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
it could kill us all.
Yeah, you hear that, birds? Could kill us all.
So you're still keeping it in your hand?
I'm probably going to I've got
it's
it
like-
over
yeah.
Jasper's hand and ready to
So, all right, roll charm.
When you whisper, kill us all.
Yeah, that sounds like a threat.
Yeah, I'm free. I'm like legit serious. Like this will kill us
Yeah.
all.
Spend the exhaust because you're definitely aiding.
Oh yeah.
Or what's your exhaust at?
No,
No,
I'll pass out if I do
Okay,
that.
Yeah.
so what is let's look to our drives as well so that we can try and
So my-
clear or
Yeah, so
natures
my,
rather
my,
than
my
nature.
nature is to espouse dangerous ideas to the wrong audience,
Oh.
which would be if I was like grandstanding over this science right now, but
that got close with Zim, didn't it?
it did. But I was already rested by that.
I would,
point.
I would say, if you get into debates with Zim with that nature, you would always get to clear. It doesn't have to be grandstanding. You could just be with one other person. Just whenever you get into that kind of like angry debate, you could clear your exhaustion.
Yeah.
It energizes you. And then of course the drives that you have chosen at the beginning of the game are how you can advance your character.
Oh, I would have advanced then. When you advance when you topple a tyrannical or dangerously overbearing figure.
Oh hell yeah! The
Yeah.
second you took down Claw. So
Yeah.
let's retroactively
What about me?
right
You
now.
advance when you escape
Let's
from
have a
certain
little
death.
bit of a pause
Yeah.
here on the road.
I was gonna say escape from certain death or incarceration. I feel like.
you that's a yes.
All right.
Or I advance when I secure a series payday or treasure. Would cloak count as a treasure for me?
Yeah, that was the
There
most
we go.
important, valuable thing in that scene.
Exactly.
What
you
is
all-
a harm? Which of these are the harm track? Is that the injury?
the harm
exhaustion, or
tracks are the
decay?
things at the top.
I think I've
yeah.
actually gone through 2 because thrills, you advance when you escape from certain death
Right.
or incarceration.
It does say that you can advance your drives each per session. So
Yeah.
you can click it off twice.
Sorry. So what does the drive do?
So the drives, if you succeed at that sentence,
Yep.
you advance your character.
Cool.
That's how you level up.
Okay.
And then the nature is how you clear your exhaustion track.
So we're about.
And
we're about
what are
to
your
fight
drives
these
there,
dudes.
Jasper?
So my main one is I advance whenever I cause significant harm to Quentin Vance or their interests.
Okay.
Which is how we started the game.
Yeah,
but-
I think we're going to advance by the end of this.
and then I
hour.
advance whenever my reputation increases with the faction, but it hasn't like we
it
haven't hit a
hasn't
number.
happened yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
+1 to a stat. Take a new move from your playbook, or take a new move from another playbook.
Oh yeah.
Add 1 box to
Oh.
any 1 harm track. Take up to 2 new connections.
So yeah, so you can increase your harm track by 1, so you're not all going to be like right on the brink of exhaustion. So you would have 5 squares instead of 4. You can take another move from another playbook. We don't have time for that. You can take another move from your playbook. So if you had one that you're like, oh, I wasn't sure if I wanted to check off that one or the other one, you can check it off
I'm
now.
gonna increase my charm stat by 1. That's what I'm gonna do because that -1 is not helping.
Yeah.
Not helping. That's what I did.
I'm gonna add a plus.
And then new connections are in the full character playbook. They're going to have more than those 2 that are written. So you would have more that you could add in over time, or you could even create your own and propose what those augmented rules would be. And there'll be
Oh, and you
connections
cannot
for
take
that.
more than 1 advance per drive per session. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd only check it off once there, Daniel. But if you do it again this hour, because I'm kind of treating
Yeah.
each hour as a session, you
Yeah.
could do it now, which is faster than an actual play around the table.
Yep.
But let's be honest, actual plays are not always actual plays.
Yeah.
They're sped up for your enjoyment.
Yep.
And all right. So did anyone? What did you take as your advancement there?
Oh, I added
Jinx?
to charm.
Excellent. Of course you did.
I added to
Add
charm
finesse.
as well.
Yeah.
I added
yeah.
to finesse twice because I
All right, so we all
we're
took
gonna
stat
fight
bonuses.
these fools.
Yeah. Okay. So now back. You got the thing.
Yes.
With that bonus charm, did that bring it into a success?
No, I brought it up to a 6.
But you can't do the exhaust.
No,
Does
it's
anyone
easy.
want to help bring that to a 7?
Uh,
Can anyone help?
I will. Wait. So what are you trying to do?
You would
So-
mark
so-
one exhaust.
Yelling at the
So I'm literally completely white faced. I was like, no, you give this to me. It will kill us all, like as earnestly as
Yeah.
possible.
And then Jinx looks to the guard or to the Raven. Go, did you hear that? It'll kill us all.
And I'm just gonna say, kill us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should say,
Yeah.
not again, Jinx, not again.
How much exhaustion do you have? If you mark
I have
one
2.
more, so if you mark another one when you're helping a player, it says there you can create or aid, you can conceal your aid, or you can create an opportunity that
Wait,
will.
what were you
bump it
at
to the
when you
next.
rolled?
So 6. So then that
I got you
that
to a
helps
7. So adding 1 more won't do anything.
It'll
really.
create-
No,
opportunity.
adding one more exhaust doesn't increase the number. It gives you the extra opportunity to either conceal your involvement or offer a moment of opportunity.
Okay.
So it could open them up to be vulnerable,
All right.
Sounds good.
right?
You just really want us to be exhausted.
Yeah, of course I do. So on a 7 to 9, though, the GM will tell you what you need to do to sway them.
Mm-hmm.
But he did the opportunity.
Yeah, so I can still tell you what it's going to take for them. Like, you want to persuade them with threats. The threat is it'll kill us all. What do you want out of this scene, Natalie?
I want them to back off.
You want them to back off and let them pass.
Yeah.
And he's looking at that and he's kind of scared and he's not sure and he's backing up a bit.
Yeah.
But I can't let you pass without the prisoner.
No, we're passing with Cloak. Cloak.
But
I can spell it if you need me to.
with that opportunity, the eyes are. What would the opportunity be?
For anybody else to do anything.
What could the opportunity?
My opportunity. I would take that opportunity to like grab the vial from because
sure. What's the opportunity that can work in this scene from that extra exhaust? Otherwise, I'm not going to let Daniel check it off. Right? I don't want you to expend it for no reason. What's a fair opportunity that can be created by that extra intervention? How are you helping when you're going to kill us all? Are you trying to? You can damage the morale of the other people in the trees.
Yeah, because it's like, look at that. Look at that town.
Yeah, and one of the archers that was in the woods, they just back away and they just run. It deals morale damage. Is what I'll do. Good. It's like you just hit them with a hit. And so
I think it's because I whispered.
So you now there's 2 in the trees and 1 on the road. You outnumber them 2 to 1, including Cloak.
Yeah.
Right? Or no, Cloak's 5. Anyway, you outnumber them.
Yeah.
We outnumber them. Period.
I mean, I just want to roll murder, but maybe I'll try something different.
I am
don't know, it's
singularly
working
focused
great.
on that thing not dropping.
You
That
know-
is my number one focus.
Oh,
right
look,
now.
We don't have to do it.
powerful bird.
We don't have to do anything drastic. You know how this works.
Yeah, it's
I
called You
can't
Leave Us Alone.
Let them go. They have valuable information that the dynasties need. I
Ooh,
have my orders.
you
I
have
can't
more
go
information?
back
Can we take you?
open-handed.
We could just take them.
We could take both. We could take both of them.
We could.
And then,
And then that
here's
really
the
helps you.
opportunity. He sees gold in his eyes with this vial. Now I know Quentin Vance. Everyone wants this weaponry. This whole Manhattan project happening in the woodland right now. Sure, I'll let you go. You can keep them as much as you like. You hand that over to me.
Do not.
I'll make sure that I still get paid.
I feel like that's a bad
The
life
GM
plan.
is telling you.
Yep.
They need to return back to their superiors with something to prove that they did their job.
Mhm.
They need information, something to help the dynasties. Cloak is the answer to that. They
Mhm.
have military understanding,
Yeah.
troop positions, things like that.
Or maybe they don't return.
Or a secret weapon developed by the apprentice
That's what I'm
of
liking.
Quentin Vance. That would be perfect. That would be more than a handy trade.
I think we just need to kill the
I
birds.
think we just waste these.
I think
days.
we have a big bird here who's already fallen prey once, trapped by lowly animals of the denizens of the forest. I think we have a bird who's already lost one of his members, can't even maintain leadership of a small crew of 4. I think we have a bird who is no longer in control. I'm going to try and charm offensive.
I was like, you're using
At
vicious
that point,
mockery, really?
yeah, in slow motion, he's going to signal
So the
for them
Vanguard
to
is just a
fire,
bard.
and he's going to draw his sword. So this is all happening
Yeah.
now, at like a quick draw moment.
And I'm simultaneously I'm going to end up putting the vial in your
I
hand.
grab it and
I've got my
put it in my satchel as safely as possible.
I got
Be
my
very
crossbow.
careful about the decay track.
That's a 9.
Yeah.
That's a 9. So
On a 7 and 9, you also tick them off.
Well,
So I'm
Shucks.
basically creating an opening for myself to make any weapon move against them at a +1. So I'm firing the thong sling trick shot
yep.
to
One of the arrow.
So that'll give you a
because the
plus-
archers. I think the archers are
Yeah.
probably better.
Yeah.
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 So
I'm
that's-
going to try and take one of the archers out of the tree.
So that's finesse +1.
So it's finesse +1 on the thong sling that I'm doing a trick shot to try and knock the legs out.
So you got a +1. You're rolling.
Yeah, I have a
plus
+1 on
total.
Yeah, on cunning.
All right, so you have a +3 total then.
+3 total.
nice.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 with the thong.
10 with the thong slingshot. Now that breaks though. I
Yes.
break it.
Yeah.
So I break the thong. That was my favorite bear.
So on a 10, choose 3 from trick shot. Your shot lands in any target of your choice within range. Your shot strikes a second available target of your choice. There were 2 in the trees. It
I'll
could
go for
bounce.
that. Yeah.
Your
Ricochet.
shot cuts something, breaks something, or
Oh,
knocks
no,
something
that.
over. You could break the arrow on their, like the
No,
string
I'm
on their bow.
I'm cutting their.
Your shot
the-
distracts an opponent and provides an opportunity. Pick
3?
3.
Okay, so I
Sorry.
am cutting the branch that one of them is standing on, so they're plummeting to the ground, ricocheting off and striking the second one, and then the
I don't.
third
How
one.
can you cut a branch that they're standing? If this branch
This
is
is
strong enough
this
to
is
hold
a
their
mighty
weight,
thong sling.
This is my best thong.
you could
Okay.
knock them off balance so
Okay,
they
so
fall
I'll
out
take
of the
one of them
branch.
off balance. They
Yeah,
fall out of the
we're
tree.
not- it's
and
not-
it
it's not an-
ricochets off and
Mhm.
strikes the second one. And what's the third option? Anybody?
I mean, distracts an
If you
opponent.
create
Probably distracts the
distraction,
last
Oh,
I
it
one.
could just do
distracts the
murder.
guard,
I
yeah.
could just murder.
Distracts the
It just-
main
the
guy
main
down on the
dude.
ground. I've just knocked 2 of his birds.
And provides an opportunity.
Yeah, he's looking up in the sky.
Like, what? Yeah.
Good opportunity.
Never mess with a ferret's thong.
Ping pong, and then the one drops out of the tree and the other gets hit in the face and just makes a moment of they both take some injury. And one's flat on the ground, prone and vulnerable.
Good.
The other's up in the tree, like taking a rock to the face. And the
leader's
and the
distracted.
leader is like, "What the hell?" And then like a snap sound of a thong.
I roll
Murder.
murder.
Who are you going to murder?
The leader.
The leader is distracted. Would that count as being vulnerable, or the one up in the bushes who fell out of the branches?
It's up to you. You're the GM. I'll doesn't matter. I'm gonna murder one of them.
Yeah, I would. The one who fell out of the branches is the one who's actively prone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is
cool.
openly
I'm gonna
vulnerable?
like draw my
Just go.
crossbow.
Ah! Oh yeah,
Shoot them.
just into the. It just goes into the grass. What did you roll?
I rolled a 9 total.
So on a 10 plus, you remain.
I mean, they
hidden.
know where
Okay,
I am. They know where I am.
So you just kind of just
So
goes
far your
into the
murders
grass.
in
You just hear.
this-
I feel like murder.
And they don't even get up. Murder is crazy.
I love that the game
Murder's
designers
great.
thought it's going to be really important you stay hidden for this.
Oh, no! When you try to murder
We don't
someone,
care.
sorry.
It's
when
like,
you
just give
try
me
to,
that 7.
you're targeting someone at far range. When you try to murder a vulnerable NPC at intimate range.
I can
So-
murder at close range
Oh, you can.
Oh, there you go.
with my crossbow.
Never mind.
Steps forward, crossbow to the
So
head.
yeah. Just
Yeah,
they
I'm
land.
not even gonna look as they land. I'm just gonna
You
be
roll
like,
on the road. Yeah, they just landed in the ground and you just shot them out. All right, so there's 2 of them left.
And the leader's drawing their sword.
Leader's drawing the sword.
And there's an
I'm-
archer.
Oh no! But he's taking morale damage from the you're killing, and his people are fleeing, and his resolve is breaking.
I guess I could. I've got a lot of decay available to me generally. I could draw another explosive round. That's not the one that will cause
Yeah, you can do
hellfire.
it to
That's
harry a
not the
group.
one?
Are
Yeah.
you sure? Are you really sure?
are
Just,
these labeled correctly?
No, it's just Lindenberry fire wine.
Yes, Lindberry
Oh,
fire
goodness.
wine.
It's just a fire bottle.
It's just really spicy.
At a certain point, you could just pull a glass vial out
Yeah.
and they'll run.
Yeah, exactly. Well, these guys actually only one of them's seen it.
That's true.
So I'll harry the group, or attempt to, anyways. God, Bluebeard's dice. What is with you?
Don't roll them anymore.
Switch them out.
I
Take
know.
other dice.
That's why I always pull multiples.
Yeah.
7. That's 7.
7. They suffer morale harm, or they are pinned and blocked, or blocked.
Morale harm, I'm sure. Probably. Actually, no. Should we pin them? Because then you can murder.
Because then you can murder.
Yeah, because then I could just roll the most overpowered move ever.
So
Yeah.
the
We
group
become a
of
murder
enemies,
party.
you
Actually,
can.
no. I think it's like pinned as in they can't escape.
So you
which is
can
not really.
yeah,
Just
if you can hit the
vulnerable.
ground and a ring of fire will go around the leader in
Yeah.
front of you, or you can freak out the one in the trees and they'll run off.
the ring of fire around the leader would make them
I think I want to
vulnerable.
freak out the guy in the tree
Okay.
because he's the one
So
with the ranged
so
weapon.
so
on
the
his
way
True,
this played
true,
out
true, good call.
simultaneously is Trixie shoots a crossbow into the trees. You just toss a grenade into the other trees on
Yeah.
the other side of the road. Boom.
trees on
We're
fire.
walking forward.
And the guy's like, ah! And you're just
Yep.
marching towards this
This
guy.
other guy.
And each time you kill one of their soldiers, he's getting 1, 2, 3 morale damage, and that's all he had.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have a
Yeah.
connection that involves notoriety.
Like the highest he had was 3 morale, and
Yeah.
you've taken out all 3 of his people. And so he's now alone, and he
Oh,
takes
it's
his
just a
sword.
beginning thing.
and he yields.
Guess what, guys? We have another captive.
And he's just like, I never saw you.
Oh, we would just like one thing from you. Maybe you could just say the name of our guest.
I've never heard their name before.
I've said it multiple
They're
times.
just
It's
a-
Cloak.
They're just a lieutenant.
Cloak.
That's what
Cloak.
they're wearing.
Cloak. Their name is Cloak.
I think it's Cloak.
It's news to me. It's all news to me.
Their name is
Oh
Cloak.
yeah, Jasper. Cloak. Jasper.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Name is Cloak.
Yeah, great.
We can't let this one.
Yeah, we probably
Leave.
shouldn't.
What?
He's
Yeah,
seen.
no, you can totally let me leave. You totally can let me. I never saw you. Nothing happened. I'm just.
I'm going to
I just couldn't go back empty-handed. I'll go back empty-handed. I'll deal with it. I'll face the music.
Cloak, how good would it be if not only we've saved you, but also we bring in this bird?
Cloak kind of moves forward, picks up the sword that the raven dropped. Oh, yeah. Which way does it go? Is it agreeing with, yes, we'll take a prisoner, or is it a do a murder?
And we'll find out.
Do a murder.
Do you each of you have different ideas of who you do you want Cloak to do a murder, or you want Cloak to take a prisoner?
Oh, I'm
I
gonna
really don't
add.
care.
I'm
'Cause I
adding
would just
something
have-
to my Raven.
Because I would have the two of you just duel dice just to see where their
Sure,
thinking lies.
Damn it.
3.
4. It's a 4.
It's a 4.
I could still be bad. We'll see.
Yeah.
Damn
That
it.
That's a 5, but that's a 9.
9.
Yeah.
Fine, we'll do it your way.
Oh, good, because I really don't want to vomit again.
That's fair.
Nancy,
Grab
wipe
some-
something
Fair.
off right now after seeing that.
Grabs some rope out of a pack. Starts tying up the raven.
Hey, Bird, what's your name?
Quill.
Well, Quill, welcome to the Crosspatch Gang.
You're our prisoner.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Yay.
Good. That's the enthusiasm we were hoping for. See, Cloak, this is like totally an adult thing that I'm doing right now where I was taking a peaceful tactic, kind of. But I'm helping.
Yep.
Did you check
Yeah,
his
you are.
pockets?
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to check the bird's pockets.
Do you have any decay?
I've got. So I got space.
Yeah. So you can clear that decay with you rifle through his pockets. You take
Would
his
you say that was a
supplies,
fight that had
and you find
overwhelming
he's
opposition?
got some money.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think so.
It was definitely a tense situation. Yeah,
we were
overwhelming
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You were never outnumbered, but you handled it really quickly.
Then maybe not.
Yeah. Is that for a nature or a drive?
That's a nature.
Yeah. Clear your exhaustion.
Huzzah.
That's fine.
Do I manage to steal anything that's valuable or important while I'm stealing from this bird?
So
No.
I'll take a literal interpretation of my nature.
He was
I
already a
literally-
prisoner running. He didn't have anything on him.
That's fair.
My literal interpretation of my nature would be I espouse dangerous ideas to the wrong audience in that I let someone who shouldn't know that this thing exists that could kill us all know that there's a thing that exists that could kill us all.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. I'll give it to you.
It's
This
There you
was
go.
this whole interaction wasn't even like what this episode is supposed to be. This was just you
Surprise.
failing
Yeah.
a path roll. So
Which we always
I
do.
don't know if we really failed. I think we gained something out of this experience.
arriving in
It was inside us all along.
Exactly.
arriving in Lindberry, it's 1, 2, 3 again +3 to see how the war has affected this settlement.
Okay.
We're just gonna have another episode of us.
Yeah,
in
I
opposition.
however rolled a 13,
That's a
which is the
lot.
highest it can be here. 13 plus fortified, battle scarred, occupied. This clearing has seen war recently and shows both the scars and the defenses required to survive. Furthermore, it is likely occupied or has very recently been occupied by another faction.
Oh, it's the birds.
Oh,
This is going to be really funny then.
and we're bringing in a entire bird.
Friends, we have a prisoner. Oh.
We saved them. Okay, thanks. Bye.
So things have changed since people were captured and fightings were going on.
Hey, it's me,
And
Ravencloak.
the
I'm on your
ravens
side.
from Pinehorn have moved down and have occupied the city or the clearance of Lindberry.
Huh.
So as you're walking up, you're seeing signs of battle scars, of fire, of chopped down trees, but also ripped up marquee flags. It's not long before you can see, before you even enter into the clearing, that the dynasty has decisively won and they are now in charge of Lindberry. I mean, if you want to switch your prisoners around, you've got a cat and a bird, as it turns out.
The dynasty's the birds, right?
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yes.
"Oh well, this is a wonderful surprise," says Quill, the talkative thing. I'm sure they'll be so happy that you returned me back.
This could be a great way for me to redeem
There'll be a
myself
good
with the
reward
other
for you.
faction.
And see, I have no quarry with the Eerie.
Hey, Dynasty, I have brought you 4 prisoners.
So I said Lindberry is best known for a
Ouch.
river and
I would never do that.
and it's vineyard. So there's
Oh yeah, they got a wine.
there's like a big fruit agriculture food thing going on.
Lots of
At what point
flammables.
do we clue in that we're bringing a tied up bird into a bird held?
I'm just gonna quickly write down here on the index card.
We hear the
Lindberry.
caws.
Hey, the guards look funny, don't they?
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Why does everybody have a beak?
It's the new fashion. You set the trend.
That's true.
Good job.
I hope there's a clothing store here. I'm starting to chafe.
And
Look, if things get dire, I can always destroy the entire forest.
If things get dire, we can just set
so
this place
Lindberry
on
is known.
fire.
There's 2 notable people who live here. There's a farmer, which would be the vineyard, obviously, the vintner who makes that. As also it says jewelry or jeweler, so another fellow tinkerer perhaps. Also important buildings here. 3 and 3 is we already did the brewery, so I'm gonna change that around to a monastery. But the monastery has been turned into a more military thing and a graveyard. Oh dear. It's a mass grave. The battle did not go well for the Marchese. And
Well,
some of the problems that
Some
they've
of them
got that
shat.
they're dealing with here in this town is a cultural assimilation that makes sense because the Eerie has
Just
arrived
occupied.
yep.
and they're telling everyone how they are now going to live in service to the avians.
Oh, fun.
And
They must now
the
sprout
traditional
feathers.
way of life.
Yes.
No, you just serve. You feed the birds. You look after the birds. The birds will look over you, and they will be your protectors. And you're seeing signs like "We are your hope. We keep control. We are in charge. We, obey and be protected." Kind
a
of a
bird
thing.
feeder outside every home.
And
Yeah, basically.
and sort of like there's a tribute, a tax that you would have to pay for their protection and their benevolence, and they are here to bring order and tradition back to the woodland, right? They are the ancestral leaders of this place. 6 and 4, perfect. They are also though they've got a problem with all of this, with thieves. So. We'll see how that plays.
We'll make that better.
Yeah, we can
not all these
improve-
problems would be something I would announce out loud, but we're almost done this
Yeah.
episode, so I'm just letting you know what I'm looking at as a GM too. So when it says a notable building and graveyard, I mean this place was just fought, so that's just it.
Yeah.
This is a mass grave.
It's a mass
Really
grave,
more of
yeah.
like a
It's a
body
battlefield.
dump.
It's not happy. And then the monastery is has also been sort of turned into a hospital, and that's where the wounded, the birds who fought in the battle. And this is very recent. The fires are still burning. There's still smoke in the air. The dynasty flags that are flying are fresh. They've just been unfurled. This might have just only happened a few days ago, maybe yesterday, while you were assassinating Ingrid
Whoops.
Claw.
Claw. And and Quill is just, well, this is just perfect. I'm sure they'll be able to offer you a reward. I promise not to tell you that you've captured me and been holding me against my will all this time.
All right, team, we got to figure this out.
It's also a mouse clearance.
Hmm.
So all of the very small, there's a lot of small buildings, a lot of mouse folk moving around here, but they're caught in the middle of it. Like they
Yeah.
were just under occupation by the cats, and now they're under occupation by the birds, and then they'll see who's under occupation tomorrow, and they're all just kind of trapped here.
Okay, so what if I try to persuade our avian captive
Mhm.
that I am actually a triple agent?
Oh my.
and Jasper, you would see the farmland, and it's
We-
all ruined
Because we
all-
need to get in, so
burned
you
away.
can get your notebook.
Yeah. And I won't
Yeah.
lie, it doesn't seem like Cloak loves me anymore, so I'm kind of
I wonder what's happened to
brokenhearted
Quentin
about
Vance.
this.
My idea was Quentin Vance was going to be
Just
a very
give up a
notable
cloak.
figure. in
Yeah.
It's been a
Lindberry,
day.
That's it. We're
Yeah.
done. Tie you up.
You've got a bigger problem now. If both the notebook and Quentin have been captured by the dynasty.
Yeah, I say we turn over Cloak to the dynasty and try to barter our way in and hope that Quill doesn't screw us here.
Yeah, apparently I'm single again. So I mean, I'm not dealing with this recent heartbreak very well right now. And so yeah, who doesn't want to throw their ex to the opposing army?
So tragic.
Really? Like to be tortured?
We don't. I mean, it's not our business or prerogative.
Cloak
to
is
know.
starting to back off. It's like, I told you we should have gone to Patchwood. You've brought me into a trap.
In our defense, we definitely didn't think it was one. Also, we can't go to Patchwood. It would have been a trap.
Except for us, not just you.
Yeah, except for mostly us.
You never trusted me.
Is that we're having this right now? Really? That's where we're going. We're having it out. Okay, I see. I didn't trust you.
They're having this fight in the middle of the road, and we're like maybe 15 feet from the front gate.
Yeah.
You didn't. I didn't trust you. Yeah, sure. That was always what it was. You didn't trust me. I told you I'll take care of this, and I took the fall like I always do.
You only had to
But
take the fall because you got caught in the first place and you went off on a mission I told you not to do.
Okay, but hear me out.
This whole thing is happening.
Hear me out. This
Oh,
could
we're
have
just
gone
like-
great.
So about the other one, what do we do here? No, they're just chatting.
The bird is just running.
Yeah. No, the bird's still tied up.
Waddling.
Should we free the bird?
I think so.
Free bird! Free bird!
I mean,
Play free bird.
I could use my cover with the dynasty as Ravencloak to get us in.
Oh, will that work?
Yeah.
Has anything really worked in our favor?
No.
Every time
It's
we
a
set
little
something on fire,
bloody.
it does.
It is a little bloody, the Raven cloak. It's
It's a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Cloak.
we want to just let Cloak go?
I mean, we probably could, and then
Cloak can't leave with the information
Oh, yeah.
that they have.
they've got lots of information. Which information?
And
is
we
that?
could,
We've got a lot of
we've just kind of
information.
like let everybody have too much information.
Everyone has heard about this thing that no one is supposed to know about.
Yeah, I know.
This is like with the Manhattan
kept-
Project.
Yeah.
Everyone
kept
knows
secret.
that we murdered
I
that
think
one.
Yeah, but nobody knows
everybody
that we
things.
have the last remaining sample of it now. The people who do know, in this case, are Cloak and Quill.
So we have to kind of do something.
This is pretty bad. It's a shame this place got occupied. This
What if
place
we
was great.
dress up Cloak like
Like a
another
bird?
animal?
Yeah, but Quill's got to keep his beak shut.
Quill won't do that.
I know.
Are we're in character talking right in front of
Completely.
you.
Oh my
Right in front
God.
of
You
both of them.
are on your way into Lindberry on the path.
Mhm.
Remember how I was saying there was lots of refugees that are always moving up into
Yeah.
Sundell? There is a group of mice that are leaving Lindberry and they're heading north to Sundell. More refugees leaving
Don't
the
go to
war zone.
Sundell.
Cloak will sneak away with them.
Folks gonna try to sneak away.
No, they will just be like, I'll just go with them. You go do your thing, and we never have to see
No,
each
they know
other
so.
again.
Cloak
Okay,
knows way
but
too much.
You can't.
Yeah, I know a lot of things.
What do you mean too much? Do we know too much?
I think we might also know too much.
We know way too much.
I don't know if you know too much.
Okay,
Everett.
good.
Yeah,
Woo.
good.
I was getting a little scared there.
I think you're in the clear.
Okay, woo.
I was just trying
Ah.
to prove my trying to earn the trust of the dynasty so I could backstab them for the marquee.
All right,
and then
you
I
know
went
what?
with
Guys,
you.
I just
Let's
really
let
want to
Cloak
It's that
go.
or
something.
Cloak. Is that or Cloak would want to liberate Lindberry and bring it back under control of the Marchese.
I think we let Cloak go because regardless if they send someone after us, hopefully at this point we've then curried enough favor with the Erie dynasty that they don't
enough favor with
turn us
somebody.
over.
Well, we could just tell Cloak. We could say,
I thought this was
Go-
going to be simple, but then I rolled 13.
Yeah.
well, we could say, hey, Cloak, go get reinforcements.
I mean, there must still be a resistance here.
gotta be. You
The Marchese don't surrender easily. There are people out in the woods. We'll get
Yeah.
Lindberry back. This is just a temporary setback.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
we'll tell Cloak to go get reinforcements.
We'll tell Cloak not to get don't. Whatever you do, don't bring reinforcements.
Are you trying to use reverse psychology?
Yes.
Just what do you want me to do? I'm tired. I'm done with this.
I'm not.
Are you-
I removed all my exhaustion. Cloak.
I'm tired too. I kind of don't want to see your face no more if you're going to be such a meanie.
Yeah. They just agree with you.
Yeah.
We're taking Jinx's side.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty harsh breakup, kids.
Just
we
a
are.
breakup in the middle of the road,
I
and these mice refugees are just like, oh,
No,
not
sorry,
our business.
Can't
Sorry.
leave yet, mice. We're sending someone with you.
Cloak, if you're going to go, I mean, just be safe. If you want to get reinforcements and take back this town, fine. Just don't hurt us again if you come across our pathway. Don't break my heart again.
She takes Quill's sword, this like finessing, fencing rapier, and it just sort of sheaths it into their belt. Just kind of gives you a look, just says "good luck," and then runs off with the mice family, and then takes off out into the clearing, into the path.
All right, Quill, it's your lucky day.
Yeah.
Snip on the
Boy,
bonds.
that got real awkward back there. That's a lot of emotional labor to be handling in the middle
Yeah,
of
I
a war
wouldn't
zone.
talk about that a lot if I were you.
Ah, that's a tough break, but I'll tell
yeah,
you what, there's
too
still
soon.
wonder if they still got some of that nice Lindberry wine in here I've always heard so much about. All right, so why don't we go say hello to the new guard?
Sure. We're going for a drink?
But first, we're going to hide something and not bring it with us.
Oh, that old thing? Don't worry, we'll give it a good home.
No.
Not while it's on my person.
And then he whistles as loud as he can up into the watch guards up in the gate into the clearing of Lindberry.
Jinx, is this going according to plan?
Nope.
Okay.
And one of them, like a sparrow,
Absolutely not.
takes flight and flaps down and lands right in front of you. The Quill brandishes an identification badge or something that they had on them, and there's some quick little chattering, real quiet, fast, bird-like.
If this whole thing ends up same way it started, which is us in a jail cell, I swear to God.
And
like it.
the sparrow
I know.
looks over Quill's shoulder. There's kind of a nod, and then kind of quickly just then takes back up, goes up onto the guard post. All right. Well, they say we can go in. In we go. They're all feeling real happy right now with their victory.
yeah.
Okay. Quick question before we just go walk on in there. What's gonna happen to us when we do?
Well, I mean, you can try and figure someone out
Yeah.
if you wanted to read.
Yeah,
that
actually, can I do that?
situation.
Yeah.
There's also that.
I would like to read this.
I mean,
It's
we're
fine. You're gonna get the hero's welcome. I promise not to tell them that you almost had me killed. Like, I get it. We're at war. You're trying to make things work. You're just trying to make sure you're on the winning side. You're on the winning side now, baby. You get to ask one question.
Are they telling the truth?
They what they're saying is they're telling the truth, and you're gonna get a hero's welcome. Are they telling? That's like a yes or no question, and it's
It's complicated, apparently.
it's complicated. You should have asked what they're intending to do.
Yeah,
They are. You're definitely going to.
Get a welcome.
He's hiding something.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Guys, I don't think this is good.
Okay, I'm taking off one of my leggings. And I'm picking up 2 rocks. And I'm making a bola.
I like this like strip.
I know, the strip weapons.
So that's a 10.
Oh, you make
oh my
it.
God.
So I don't even have to give it a weakness. It's it's going to get 2 tags. It's going to get a.
It's a thrown weapon, right?
It's
With the
gonna-
rocks
well-
that
Definitely
spin
right.
around.
Oh, yeah.
It's also when you engage at close range. I'll also let you do like an engage with might.
Okay.
And with that bolo, you can also use it to disarm a target with your strikes if you use finesse.
Cool. Thank you.
So those will be the 2. So you can go close range with might and finesse, and because of the 10, it'll get I think almost all improvised weapons should only have 1 decay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
They're not built to last.
Yeah. I mean it's literally pantyhose. So
Okay, I'm ready.
all right, cool. Great. Well, in we go.
Just sling it over my neck.
Yeah, just
Just draped.
I have my like basically a dead man switch going right now with just my hand around the vial.
Oh no. This is like a Nier Automata in the black box.
Yep.
Okay, so entering into the gates of Lindberry, this is these gates were up until very recently battlements for the Marchese, and the doors have been bashed in by battering ram, and you can see there's prisoners rounded up. There's injured being tended to. There's soldiers marching fresh from the fight, ready to move on, probably heading north next, because they already, last you heard, had Pinehorn. So things are going well in the woodland for the Erie. They are winning, and so they're emboldened. And I don't know if it would be public, but yeah, there's you see there's like an area where the Marchese prisoners are being rounded up in the monastery. Let's do the monastery.
Yeah.
That was a notable building, a nice big old cathedral. It's one of the nicest parts of Lindberry. It's one of the oldest buildings in the woodland, and it's been built. And then the vineyard came first, the church came second, and then the whole clearing kind of built around these two places. And so it was a peaceful agricultural town that was at kind of communing with nature. And that would be this kind of church. It would be a very like nature humanist kind of place. And so it's lots of timber and wood. It's a mouse clearing. So there's a lot of low ceiling buildings and huts, but everything's made of, there's no stonework. It's so different from Sundell, which was all masonry and redstone. This is like in this clearing that the sun is out, and it's all wood and hay, and it's all natural earthen buildings. And you see even some of the rabbits there, they have their burrows that have been built, but some of them have been collapsed and burned in and destroyed and wrecked from siege weapons and other things. And a lot of these homes have been abandoned, fled in the face of the war. And so those would be a lot of those refugees you saw in Sundell would have come up from Lindberry. And so this is a town that's occupied. It's more military camp than it is a clearing at this point. And you've got Quill, and he's taking you up to a big, impressive tent. And there's a bunch of soldiers kind of all going about. Some are exercising, some are sitting around a campfire eating.
Do we see a certain Vance?
If you're looking for Quentin Vance, you could ask around for that.
Can we skip the ceremony?
I dropped some of the
I know,
breadcrumbs
not
about
feeling
the
great about
monastery where they're rounding up the prisoners. Someone that important you might not see out in public.
Yeah.
I don't feel like redoing the same thing we just did in Sundell with a big public show.
Yeah.
That's just not the Dynasty way.
No,
true.
the dynasty, but everywhere is this propaganda, and there's town criers. They would be like mourning doves and other loud birds. Town criers who are pontificating out to the crowd. They're dressed like monks and talking about, we watch from above, we protect, we provide. All we ask is your obedience and your subservience to the Erie dynasty. To know your place in the pecking order.
You were just waiting to use that one.
Wow.
Just waiting to use that one.
So Quill's taking us to this tent. Though.
Birds of a feather. And
Kind of just
They're
start our
so
own thing and try to take over everything ourselves at some point. Kind of way better than this. I'm
Claw
not a
had the right
fan
idea.
You're
of
right. We would be
Marquis
much
yet.
better rulers.
I'm not a
that's
fan.
exactly
Yeah.
that's how you
Definitely.
get an Ingrid
Aside
Claw.
from a few murders and burning things,
Yeah,
I think we're really good.
No one's ever taken over a nation without a few murders.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just call it the Crosspatch Gang. No.
yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You'd name it after
Then you'd
us.
really be sir.
Cheers.
Then you'd really be a sir.
What are you saying?
He is.
Uh-oh.
He really is a sir.
I mean, a double sir.
Oh my god, yes.
Sir Emirate.
Oh my god, I have tears.
So has Quill taken us to a tent? Is he taking us to see somebody, or is he just kind of letting us?
He's leading you into the hero's welcome. There must be a commander who's leading the Erie who just took Lindberry. A more grizzled old
Chicken.
chicken,
Yes.
but like a prairie chicken, one that can fly.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
and it's there, and it's like missing a few feathers, and it's old, and it's been around. It's been fighting this whole war. It's a real
Missing an eye.
real yeah.
yeah.
It's got an eye patch on,
Yep.
made out of cat leather, and
Oh boy.
Ooh.
How do we know it's cat
Knives,
leather?
knives on its feet.
well, I guess you don't, but it's a leather eye patch, which is That's a thing.
Something died for us.
I guess they could have hunted the deer or the bears, which do exist out in the woods. So maybe this
Big status.
this chicken is a bear
Killed a
hunter,
bear.
Yeah.
right? And
He killed a bear once with his bare hand.
yeah, sure, right there on the floor is the bear skin rug.
Perfect.
Out there,
Yeah.
laid out, and it's like
Just a little
if this
label.
wasn't war, this guy would be out hunting in the forest, and
You know his hobbies. Got it.
yeah, and kind of sees Quill, and salutes the commander. Reporting in, sir. I've got some excellent news. And well, speak up. And he turns to them. I mean, these 4 captured me on the road. They're gonna turn me in for a reward, and well, turns out you're in charge now, and so now they're expecting a hero's welcome. Is that so?
I feel like that's a trigger word.
Yeah.
And he stands up. Well, by all means, and there's a whistle, and 2 guards come up to the tent. Also, search that one. Points at Jasper.
I just hold my hand right up and say, you guys take one more step.
See, sir, I told you we'd find it. Quentin Vance wasn't the secret behind it all. We won't need him anymore now that we've got this.
Oh,
Well,
Cluck that
They also
really
have you.
tightly.
yeah. I'm just holding it up. I'm like, I will obliterate us all. You know what this is. You know what it can do. Hand outstretched with the vial firmly clutched in it.
And he just
He
the
doesn't bluff.
the prairie
Yeah.
chicken leans forward. Is that how you really want to go today?
We've had a rough past 48
now,
hours.
Let's be reasonable. You were doing what had to be done, just as we had to.
Where is Vance?
He's being kept with the other cats in the monastery.
Give
Prisoners of war. Vance isn't a cat himself. He'll be ransomed off.
Give me Vance. Give my friends and I safe passage, and you can have the vial.
What do you?
Well, I'm a bird of honor. You have my word you'd be given safe passage? We've been looking through, and he brings up a notepad on the book. None of this looks like his handwriting at all.
It's not.
oh, I needed to steal that.
Do the thieving.
You can have the
Do the
charlatan. Leave the vial. We'll take it to the monastery. Leave Lindberry tonight. We don't have to see anyone.
It's a deal.
So do you leave the vial on the table?
I will give you the vial as soon as Vance is in my possession.
I understand. Who will you leave here in the tent then as collateral?
I can stay in the tent.
Yeah, I'll leave Jinx.
Restrain her.
Oh.
No. Of course.
That's no fun. You haven't bought me
And,
dinner first. Can we
The guards come up and they just put like
You didn't
iron
even discuss
shackles.
safety words.
I know.
They throw iron shackles on. It's only a precaution, of course. Can't trust strangers coming through.
I know what you're talking about. I could be your new friend.
You stay with them, Quill. Bring back that vial of yours and you can have your friend returned.
Fair deals.
Excellent doing business with you. I am very busy, though. We have many more ransoms to deliver before the end of the day.
Alrighty.
Can't believe I work for these fools.
Let's go to Vance.
Yeah, so they take you down to the monastery, and it's just they've turned the sanctuary of the church into a holding pen, and they're all just in there. There's nowhere for them to. It's almost standing room. The Quill comes in with one of the prison guards, and they bang on it and they identify, and so they're like, we're looking out for a raccoon. Like, describe the prisoner, and you describe the raccoon, and they go find it, and they drag up this. It looks like it hasn't eaten in days, all dirtied up, and kind of sees you, and he's all, Jasper, my boy, what are you doing here?
Well. Father.
Is this where we finally learn if he's actually his father?
Well, you get your old man out of a bind, eh?
Looks like it's a bind of your own doing.
You
The
should-
great genius, Quentin Vance, unable to get out of this situation on your own, Thought you'd have devised a clever plan, improvised a weapon, and gotten out.
Oh, you
I feel like we all need relationship counseling.
child. This isn't you were doing this here right now? I did that to protect you.
Protect me. Had your protection got me, exiled because I was too dangerous and heretical?
Rather to be seen as a fake than wanted to be the most wanted scientist in the woodland. I have been hunted every day since you left, and I've done that for you. Why are you doing here? And this is all kind of happening in the bars, and the guards are like, I don't know, just standing within earshot.
Yeah. You have made my life hell since the day I was born. You never acknowledged me as your son. You cast me out, all for your vainglorious ego.
Something like, sometimes a bird needs to be pushed from the nest to learn how to fly. That's what the dynasties always teach us.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna turn over to Trixie.
All I did was push you from the nest, boy. And look how strong you've become.
Trixie, may I borrow
Now, are you
your
going to get me
knife?
out of here?
I'm gonna pull out my knife and say, "Are you sure?
I am.
Once you commit murder,
Once you
cards are right there.
do a murder.
Once
Well,
you-
he's in
Yeah.
my possession.
I mean, are they? Yeah. So
Yeah.
they bring him out, and Quill opens the door, and they have you meet in a room.
Yeah.
And
There you
Doing
go.
this in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Once you commit a murder, there's no going back."
I'm ready. Grab the knife.
So do you?
I have been waiting.
Are you doing that in front of
Yeah.
of Quentin? Like, you're just gonna give me your knife?
Quentin's not going to be able to do anything.
No, he's bound and restrained and held there. He is prone as prone can be, I'm guessing.
I'm like, what are you, son? I just.
Well, now you acknowledge me. Now you say, son. It's been 25 years.
And look how strong you've become. It's all thanks to me. I did this. I made you who you are. The most brilliant mind in all the woodland.
Emmerich-
You're welcome. He
Emmerich goes
spits at you.
outside to wait.
All right,
a
I
good
grab
idea.
the knife. Goodbye, father.
I'm just going to stand here and
So,
watch.
all right, so
Yes.
yeah,
I go outside to wait.
Emmerich goes outside. Are you staying in
She's-
there?
I
she's
know
in-
because I'm
she's
being
the
held back
collateral.
as,
Oh,
I
you're
was
being held
collateral.
collateral.
That said, I do want to attempt to steal the journal while I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll roguish feats.
While bound.
Yeah.
You've you're Fox. You got very dexterous
Hey, we're
feet.
still dexterous.
Crazier things have been done.
Ooh, that's not great.
No, that's really not good. No,
Oh,
that was a 4.
that puts me to a 7 though, because I have a 3 finesse.
You
Okay,
can't go
pick
past
2. You
the
don't have a
room.
clear path of escape. You use up
Ah.
resources in the attempt and mark decay. You leave evidence of your roguery behind.
Well,
You leave the shackles.
I will leave evidence of my roguery behind. I probably accidentally get my scarf caught on something else again in that room because it's just billowing everywhere.
Well, that's actually what you had to do is you had to take off your scarf with your teeth.
yes.
And then you wrap it around your foot and you kind of use it to get up
Yes.
onto the table and pull it down. But then
Yeah.
the scarf is now out of reach and you're able to get the notebook and like
Yep.
pick it up and like
Yep.
and
stuff it in.
nobody sees this happening.
Yes.
No, not at all.
The chicken. Oh well, the prairie
deal with
chicken
that.
is sleeping.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
He's gone off into a side
He was a
room.
very busy man.
And like you're tied to the chair. You're not going
We're
anywhere.
not supposed to go anywhere.
And there's a guard posted outside, but their back is to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're like, whatever. You're just some like thief fox.
Yeah.
Like you're.
I also don't have a clear path of escape because I'm not trying to escape right
Yeah.
in this moment. So I'm going to go with that as my other.
I'm just
Okay.
going to sit there with
And-
the book.
I'm going to try to like shove it into a
Yeah.
pocket. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I have it. My scarf is off now. It's on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck there still, but I'm waiting for them to get back to me.
If that was gonna fail, I was gonna have it like the notebook hit the ground and was just gonna explode papers all
That
over the floor.
Funny.
The notebook explodes.
Thank goodness for.
The notebook had
So-
Greek fire in it.
Oh God.
So-
It
The
was
notebook-
infused.
So
it was,
yeah,
it was
we'll come back.
infused in
The deed is
pages.
done. You've killed Quentin Vance.
Yeah. I
And-
murdered my father in cold blood.
Good job.
The guard comes back into the room and wondering what's happening. It's like, was that necessary?
Yes.
I'm going to take the knife back.
Yeah.
All right. And one of the guards comes and they just go like drag him out to the grave, add him with the rest. Raccoons.
Yeah. Trash.
Run
penis.
with us. Yeah. We
So Quill kind of looks like, oh, jolly good, wonderful. Well, now that business is done, I'll take the vial, and
Yep.
you can have your friend back.
we'll return as a group back to the room.
Oh,
Exchange the
thank you.
vial
You're
in
so
exchange
clever.
for our
Yes, I
friend.
understand. You're not going to hand over your weapon of mass destruction until it happens. We have the notebook. We have the recipe.
Quentin Vance
Just
had
save
the
us all the trouble.
notebook.
Do you really want to let the cats rule over it? Look at what we bring: order and protection, a way of life that is sustainable in these forests.
With Vance dead, none of this matters anymore. It's yours to do with as you please. Just return my friend and give us safe passage.
Puts his
So-
wing out, puts his hand out.
Let's walk back to the tent together.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, Quill
Jasper.
humming along, bringing you back.
Jasper, do you have a plan? Because every other time you've had a vial,
Oh,
your plan ended with throwing it.
Emirate, because the holding cells are public and there's all these cats moving
Oh,
around.
whispering real loud.
One last bit here. You hear, Emirate? Is that you? And a younger voice of a cat coming running up to the fence. You gotta get me out of here. You gotta get me out of here.
Jasper, quick, let's walk.
Emirate, no, I know it's you. I'm sorry about what I did. Just let me out of here.
Walk.
Okay, just
Speed walk.
Speed walk our way.
Walking.
I'm constantly questioning why I'm with these people.
That was obviously Prince.
Yep.
Figured.
He was supposed to be in charge of Lindberry, but that didn't happen.
But he
That fell through, eh?
But after he lost his
But
insignia,
when the battle went south, dressed up as a pauper, made it look like he was a member of the citizenry and was thrown in with the general. So
oh my goodness.
no, what do you Emirate, and then you just walk and you just leave the room, close the door.
I loved you.
Oh my goodness, just I don't know, mark in advance for that.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think I get an advance for murdering Quentin Vance.
Yeah.
Literally satisfying.
yeah,
my
you
revenge.
satisfied that requirement.
yeah.
You're gonna have a whole new drive now. That arc is over.
You
Back to
Um,
my questions.
So yeah, I go back to the
Jasper.
tent and
Don't throw it.
get you unbound.
Yay!
Where was your exhaustion at?
I cleared my exhaustion because I was radical. I did my radical thing.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Okay. Doesn't matter. We're near the end. I would also have marked doing a murder. It's never easy.
Exhausting.
but-
I'll put myself.
So
on.
okay, so you leave Prince to die in the cell.
Yep.
Excellent. You head back to the tent, and
I don't know that he's gonna die. I just leave him.
Quill
He's gonna
comes
die.
up.
And does, yeah.
It doesn't undo the shackles. All right, deal's a deal.
I hand over
Leave
the
it on
vial.
the table. He kind of takes
Oh,
it.
thank God you didn't throw it.
Well, I was sure that you were going to try and kill us all, so I'm thankful that you have proven me wrong. Opens up the click, open,
Yep.
licks. You might want to get out of here.
Yeah, let's
Let's go.
Let's book it.
Can we just power walk out of here?
He's real cranky when he wakes up in the morning.
Yep.
We smash cut to us just like shimmying out of the
Yep.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
We finally cleared town.
And there's only one other path, which takes you up to Pinehorn and then back up into the seat of power. So with that, everyone mark an increase in reputation with the Erie dynasty.
Cool.
And you know how I'm really trying to get back with Marquisette?
Yeah,
I'm like way closer to the Erie.
yeah, you are.
Oops.
Whoops.
As we've left town. Okay, so 1, I need a new pretty scarf. But 2, I got this for you. And it's the journal.
Yes, my notes.
Which would Zach count as
And
for
then there's
clearing my
Quill.
exhaustion?
Quill goes to we cut a frame away, goes to wake up the prairie chicken. The prairie chicken wakes up, goes in, sees that the note is missing, starts tossing the tent around. And as you're walking away from Lindberry, I'd like to think that there's just like a boom.
That was the one town we hadn't blown up.
Oh no, not again. That's 3 in a row.
That would like leave a
gotta be a
smoking
That's
crater.
gonna be
Yeah,
a couple
100%.
That's gonna be a couple of years bad luck there.
Oh,
It just seems like a nice way to end it.
Yeah.
There, as
Oh,
you're
yeah, absolutely.
walking, cool guys.
With
going.
the
Cool guys
explosion in the
gonna-
background.
They just look away and walk.
I feel like in this case it would be like the other guys. Be like, how do they walk away from explosions?
Little
That's
mushroom
so
cloud where
unrealistic.
Lindenberry used to be. Anyway, that felt like a nice resolution to
Yep.
a lot of things. I
Yeah.
mean, like
Everything.
Trixie's got a bit of an ongoing arc there
Trixie's
with the
is an
redemption
ongoing
story.
thing.
That's the full season.
That's true, yeah.
You just left Prince. That's
Die.
that
The
was
prince is dead.
Emirate. That was dark. That was dark, Emirate. And then meanwhile we have
Broken heart.
broken heart with, but they're still out there somewhere.
Yeah, they don't
Maybe
we'll
they'll
see
find
again.
us.
It'll be
love
like that
me.
recurring character in the show, right? Like
Yeah.
our Q, and then you've got a whole like what do you do now? What you've been wrapped up with those vengeance for so long. What are you now as a tinkerer? What are you going to become?
I know I'm a murderer now.
And
Yeah.
that is Root, the tabletop RPG. That is the newest game by Magpie. It's kickstarting today, right now. You can go check it out. This is a really interesting attempt at a game because it's very fantasy. It goes back into all those kinds of tropes, but then you also have this map and this politics and the factions and the reputations, and that would be something I could see like rule homebrewing into other like D&D campaigns. I could see where it's kind of that's really interesting of these playing a game in a world in a state of war.
Yeah, it's a
as
persistent
it's
world,
going
and that's
through.
pretty cool.
And the war continues on regardless of what the vagabonds are doing. All of these places, as we see, I keep rolling for to see how this map will change over time. It's kind of interesting. It's a lot of fun. So thank you for joining me. I had a really good time.
Yeah.
One more time, tell me who you are and how we can find out what you're doing, because you all do such really cool stuff. So around the table once more, Natalie, thanks for joining us.
Hi, I've been Natalie. Find me, easiest way to find me is on Twitter at Chaotic Rogue, where you can find about all the different streams I'm on, the various channels, etc. Or find out what I write about at the Mage College, so themagecollege.com. I do a bunch of writing for adventures there and a bunch of other work with them. So
Excellent.
I'm Julian Spillane. You can find me on Twitter. I mean, if you've been listening to Terrible Warriors, you probably already follow me, and if you don't, I can't
But for
even-
those who do listen to you here on Terrible Warriors, you've got Mighty Fight
I
Federation.
do. You can follow
and,
follow us on Twitter there at Fight Mighty. That's our Twitter account. It's where all the official announcements will be. Look forward to some new stuff about early access
Yeah.
Steam builds coming up soon.
Yeah.
Wish lists on Steam, I guess, if you feel so inclined. And yeah, otherwise follow me on Twitter at Julian Spillane.
That's a good time. And of course, Sean, you've got like so many things.
So, Sean Howard, you can find me at otherbothers.com, where our live play, The End of Time and Other Bothers. I have a new improvised dark comedy sci-fi, which is at civilizedpod.com. You can find that everywhere. And you can find all of our shows at Fable and Folly Productions.
Yeah, and I know you through Albus Alex is the one that I know. So
Yeah.
go check that out. It's a nice scripted radio drama.
Thank you.
In a what's the pitch on Albus Alex? It's a physician dragon,
It's
right?
like Shrek meets House.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
It's the-
healer
the-
trying to hold
a dragon who's the royal physician.
That's amazing.
sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of. Close.
and of course Daniel.
I've got so much. You can find me on Twitter at Daniel H. Kwan. That's Daniel H. KWAN. For all of my independent stuff, my writing, my design, you can follow my podcast, Asians Represent. We're producing a new D&D actual play called Dungeons and Asians.
I like it.
And I have a game coming to Kickstarter in October, what we're going to do for
Yeah,
Terrible
in
Warriors.
fact, Daniel, you're going to be back with us next week. It'll be a few weeks for us in real time, but for you, the listener, next week we're coming back with another Kickstarter special because it's that time of the year, I guess, where Daniel's going to be here to, and you're going to be bringing with you one of the other creators on the game.
Yep.
And they're going to be running the game for us, and you're going to be playing the game with us. And we're back. We're going to be playing Ross Rifles, so that's going to be really neat. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see you. That's happening next week. The show continues on. I'm Justin Eacock. Of course, find us on Twitter at Dice Warriors, and you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Eacock, but I never post there anyways. But this has been fun. Thank you for bringing your thief, your tinkerer, your wild scoundrels, and your vagrants. This gang, this was really cool. I would love to. I'm always be curious to see what happens to them next. Right? Like this felt like a really cool first chapter
Team
in your
Thong.
story.
Team
oh my god.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for playing these games. Thanks for telling stories. Thanks for bringing people to your tables and creating worlds of your own design. Thank you for being terrible warriors. Until next time, be good to each other. Bye.
Bye.
A special thanks again to Magpie Games for letting us have access to their quick start guide to prepare and record this game in advance of the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter for Root, the tabletop role-playing game, is happening right now, and you can click the link in the episode details to send you directly to their page. You can still get involved. This game is going to get made. They have many more weeks to get involved, and you can help make sure that they meet some of those stretch goals, eh? Another special thanks to Daniel Kwan, Sean Howard, Natalie Wallace, and Julian Spillane for sitting around that table and playing this game with us. They are all involved in their own really cool things, and if you go to the website entry on this episode and all the episodes in this campaign, you'll also see in the credits links to their different projects. Their podcasts, their video games, and where you can watch them streaming on Twitch. It's really good stuff. Make sure you follow up with them. As for us here at the Terrible Warriors, well, we've got more games to play next week on the podcast. I had an interview with Daniel Kwan. Yes, he was just playing Root with us, but he's also got a game of his own, Ross Rifles from Dundas West Games. It's going to be entering into its Kickstarter season in October. And so we are going to sit down with Daniel, talk about what Ross Rifles is and what we can expect to it, and immediately following that interview, another 4-part campaign. This time with myself, Alex Ricci, Daniel Kwan as player, and his co-creator Patrick, who will run us through a session of Ross Rifles. All of this happening next week on the Terrible Warriors. Until that time arrives, dear listener, thank you for supporting independent game developers. Thank you for listening to this show. We'll see you next time, right here on the Terrible Warriors.